Today I'm going to talk to you about Subsidy Raj. In the recent Karnataka election, the Congress offered a lot of subsidies to voters, promised them a lot. And some people say that the Congress won because of the promise of their subsidies. And many people are asking, how will the government pay for all these subsidies? That's a good question, but it's not the important question. Last year, in March 2022, I wrote a paper which said that India is now in Subsidy Raj. What is Subsidy Raj? Subsidy Raj is the recognition by politicians of all parties that when it comes to election time, the way to buy votes and peace and stability is to offer subsidies to as many people as you can. These days, the demand for subsidies has gone up because as the economy has improved and people at the top or the upper incomes have become much better off than before, the people at the lower income levels also want more, but the economy doesn't give it to them because they don't have the qualifications, they don't have the skills, they don't have the education, they don't have the background, and so they cannot make lots of money. They are not that productive because nobody has made them that productive. But when it comes time to vote, they want their benefits. And the politicians don't want to wait. Economists debate forever whether India has jobless growth or low wage employment or disguised unemployment. But the politicians, they know if you want to win, you better offer subsidies. And the problem with it is not how will you pay for it, because the answer is clear. You pay for it by cutting back on critically needed government investment. You have to, in some sense, balance the budget. Even with the deficit, has to be a balance, and the balance is as it grows in favor of subsidies, there's less and less share of money for critical government investment. And without that critical government investment, you find it difficult to attract private investment because at this stage of economic development in India, private money piggybacks on government investment. For example, government investment in roads, which is now taking place at a reasonable rate, brings in private investment. If you don't do that, then the private investment will also not come in. So, government investment is critical, but there's not enough money for it. So, what it does is that you have mediocre growth, it doesn't reach the poor, you give the money to the poor as subsidies, and then you don't have enough money to invest to hit really high growth rates. So we are stuck in growth rates that are mediocre or good enough, but not high enough. Now, I know that India is the fastest growing economy today, but that's not enough to meet the needs of the people. So that's why we have the emergence of the subsidy Raj at all levels of government, embraced by all parties. And that's what's holding back India from becoming a high growth economy with the benefits flowing to as many people as possible. We need both high growth and the benefits to flow to as many people as possible. Let me give you two examples. The railways have subsidized passenger travel forever, times immemorial. They've subsidized passenger travel. And they also subsidize their workers by giving them above market wages. The package is very good, and that's why you see so many people who want that kind of a job. What that does is that the railways have hardly any profits to invest on their own. So they have to wait for money from the government budget. The government budget is, of course, getting increasingly tied to giving subsidies, free electricity, free LPGs, free toilets, free this, free that. So, where is the extra money to invest in the railways? There is some, and we do see improvements in the trains. But what is critically missing is the track. The track is the key to railway. We haven't improved it enough, and we haven't built enough new track. And so the new trains, the Vande Bharat, which is supposed to run at 180 kilometers, actually runs at a much lower rate on average because the track is just not good enough. So we are holding back on the railways. Second, in higher education, we have various institutions, IIT, NIT, so on. They're all subsidized. But the subsidies means that we don't have the money to hire world class professors at the salaries that they can get elsewhere. And one reason they don't want to come is because we don't have the money to put in world class labs. And they want to come in and do research which would make India a leader in emerging technologies. But we don't become leaders in emerging technologies because we don't have the labs, we don't have the professors, we just have world class students getting an education in which the value added is much less than what it should be. So you take very bright students and you churn out very bright students at the end. They are world class, but what have you added to them all the time that they were there? Not enough. So this is the problem of Subsidy Raj. Problem is that you are buying peace and stability and votes in the short run for the expense at the expense of the long run economic growth because your economic model does not deliver enough benefits to those who are not well off and who want a bigger share of the pie. Next time I'll discuss what to do about it. That's it for today. Bye for now.